Let's go into a little bit more depth. I'd love to talk a little bit about I know a lot of your new book that's coming out that we're going to talk about. You talk a lot about also the metabolic health, and that's a big interest of my community and myself too. That a lot of women just don't realize that there is a massive shift in all aspects of metabolism as we go through perimenopause, and what worked before probably doesn't work anymore. And I'd like for you to give kind of your take and spin so women understand that it's not a failing on their part, right? It's not that you are failing. It's the game has changed.
Exactly. The game has changed. I think that's the big message here, that you're not broken, you're not failing. I know that there's the narrative that it's always your fault, that it's yours to blame, that you're not working out hard enough, that you're not eating, in a calorie deficit. And I can't stand the brush off and the gaslighting that happens to women. And even people, I will say that I have a whole chapter in this, the metabolic shift and changes that happen in perimenopause and into menopause. And I mean, I think many of us have lived where, the exercise and the diet routines that we've been consistent on. I mean, all of my patients, these women are consistent. The thing that I will say in my first visit with so many people, so many women they want me to know that they are not lazy. They want me to know that they have been trying so hard to do all the things. And it just breaks my heart because they're just like, just please know that. And I was like, I already did. I believe you. But we know when these hormones start to decline, and it's not just estrogen and progesterone, right? We know as estrogen is declining, insulin resistance is increasing. We know that body composition is changing, even if you don't gain a pound on the scale, we know that there are body compositions change, fat is moving from hips and thighs and butt over to the belly. That is happening. And I know you know it because you can see it. This is happening to me. We also know that we're losing muscle, and that means our metabolic rate is shifting. And last thing, we also know that blood glucose and even cortisol is deregulating too. And when you start to add all of these pieces up, it ultimately, it's about how we process energy, and that begins to shift. And so what used to work for us in our 20s and even in our maybe early 30s, maybe into our mid 30s, just simply isn't working anymore. We're not able to get away with the things that used to work. Like I was born in 79, so I was an 80s baby, but I grew up in the 90s, and it was always like I could just go on a quick diet and I could do more on the treadmill or do on the, I mean, I spent hours on the Stairmaster and I would just drop that weight. And it does not work like that anymore. But I think the big thing, the through line that I want to just walk away with is that your body is changing and it is shifting because these hormones are declining. But there's a lot that we can do about it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Now, so if you were to say that, so now that we know that we've got some metabolic changes and energy changes, what are your favorite blood sugar and energy hacks for my listeners? Like there's things that they could do. You don't have to be like remodeling your entire life right now. Like what are 3 things that they can just go ahead and start doing?
Absolutely. Number 1, protect your sleep like it's $1 million meeting. That's probably the biggest thing. Like if you walk away from this conversation, it's that your sleep consistency is everything. And what I mean by that is that you're going to bed at the same time every night and you are waking up at the same time every morning as many times a week as possible, right? Even that social jet lag where you're like, I can wiggle, I can just go to bed a little bit later, wake up a little bit later on the weekend. That messes with your circadian rhythm. That messes with your hormones. And so when I don't know about you if this is true for you, but sleep is going to make or break me. Sleep will determine whether I can do the workout the next day. Sleep is going to determine if I've got the energy. I know when we're sleep deprived, we eat 15% more calories because our bodies are trying to get energy from somewhere else. So that's number 1, sleep consistency. Go to bed at the same time. So for me, it's 10 p.m., 6 a.m. And I'm usually within a 15-minute mark of both. So that's number 1. Number 2, move after meals. And ideally, move as much as possible. Like if you look at the Blue Zone research, they are physically active individuals. They're not going to a yoga workout. They're not going to a strength training workout. They are just physically active all day long. That is what they're doing. So, but if movement throughout your day or building your life around movement feels like an undertaking, Just move after meals. And it doesn't have to be, as much as I would love to walk outside, my 4-year-old doesn't want to walk outside after dinner. He wants to play Legos. That's what he wants to do. So I exercise snacks. Just knock out some squats, walk down up and down your stairs, do some jumping jacks, do something to move so that you are helping to stabilize and get that blood sugar level, that postprandial blood sugar level back into range. Number 3 is eliminate added sugar and refined carbs for breakfast and snacks. Okay, so the morning, what you eat, how you break your fast is going to set the tone for the rest of your day. And I will tell you, if it is toast and jam, or it is a vanilla latte, or it's anything that's going to raise your blood glucose, you are going to be on that roller coaster, not for the next 24 hours, but for the next 36 hours. And I'm talking, that's if you eat super clean for the rest of the day, you're still going to be on that blood sugar roller coaster. But also, same with snacks. If it's 3:00 in the afternoon, you haven't eaten since lunch around, like, let's say noon, and you have a snack that's a Kind bar or it's another vanilla latte, you are back on that blood sugar roller coaster because there's nothing to stop that sugar from hitting the bloodstream. And you're going to feel it. You're going to crash and burn. So those would be if I had to, my non-negotiable takeaways, prioritize your sleep. Like, it's $1 million. Don't let anyone mess with that sleep routine. Okay. Number 2, start your day with a metabolically healthy meal, that you're not on that blood sugar roller coaster, and move after meals.